wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Farhana binti Jafar.
My name Nur Afika Amiza binti Suhaib.
Hello, my name is Ong Siwing.
Hello, my name is Zubaida binti Muhammad Ghazali.
Assalamualaikum and have a wonderful day to all. My name is Nur Farhana binti Jafar and I am the current forum moderator. Thank you to all of our special guests for contributing to the success of this forum. Today we will talk about monuments. The monument that will be discussed is Kelly's Castle, which is located on the side of the road from Simpang Pulai to Batu Gajah, Perak. If you all don't mind, I will tell you a little bit about this monument. Kelly's Castle is one among Perak's historical tourism destination. This historic place was built nearly 112 years ago in 1905, and as a result of the conservation efforts, this place is still standing strong and in fine condition. The place is owned by William Kelly Smith, a Scottish resident who owns a variety of crops, including oil palm and rubber plantation. William Kelly Smith built the castle as a token of gratitude for the birth of his son Anthony and a token of love for his wife Agnes. Kelly's castle was built over a long period of time. The delay in the construction of the place is due to a number of issues. The outbreak of the Spanish flu epidemic, which swept across Europe and into Asia, was one of the most significant elements. Moreover, the construction project of the castle came to a halt when William Kelly Smith died. His state was the subject of a lot of speculation. Some sources claim that William and his daughter Helen visited Lisbon, Portugal in 1926 before returning to England. This place was abandoned after more than 112 years. Kelly's Castle showed the strength of a monument of construction of a solid past to this day. The conservation process made the place undergo little change when repair if there is damage. According to the findings of researchers, research and reading on Kelly's Castle, the tourist location is not a conventional historical tourist attraction. In fact, the place is still being studied by various parties, including paranormal investigators. All right, without wasting any more time, I would like to ask Datin Afrika, why should we preserve the monument?
Thank you for the moderator. The first importance that we preserve the monument is the all historical buildings and monuments also play an important role in national education that can provide an example and teaching to the community, especially to the students and researchers as well as teenagers who are weak in the spirit of patriotism. They can learn various science by understanding and studying old buildings and monuments. Although some of the old buildings only show black events, but if we appreciate the history behind the building and take the lessons from the black events that have happened, we will move forward without repeating the mistakes that have happened by previous societies. Next, in terms of tourism, historical buildings and monuments are able to attract tourists. Both local tourists from in-country or abroad can visiting the place. This building is also a dominant factor for tourists traveling in the country. Therefore, it is clear that historical buildings are very important in shaping the minds of the young generation in the country, especially towards the appreciation of the heritage and treasures of the country. History, historic buildings and monuments are assets that should be preserved and inherited from one generation to another. With the presence of historic buildings, the new generation will be more appreciate and sensitive to the historical development of the country. This will form a society that is sensitive to any demolition and destruction of historical buildings.
Thank you for the very clear explanation, Latin. Next, I would like to ask Puan Sri Ong, how are historical tourist attractions promoted in Malaysia?
Okay, thank you, Farhanas. So we can promote from school to students, even parents, let them know the country's historic buildings, furniture, murals, and sculptures. Next, we can do lectures and exhibitions on historic attractions can be broadcast live to the public in order to attract the public's interest to know the history of the country, which can then be protected and passed on to the next generations. We can use poster, environmental bag, commemorative coins, and more to attract the masses and then promote the historical tourist attractions, increase popularity, and let more people know about the historical tourist attractions in Malaysia. Thank you.
All right, but I would like to ask another question to Puan Sri. Why is it important to protect archaeological sites?
Okay, the important to protect is the protections of historical sites can maintain the inheritance of natural cultures and is an important cultural foundation for connecting national and emotional bonds, enhancing national unity and social stability. It is also a prerequisite for maintaining world cultural diversity and creativity and promoting common development of mankind. Thank you.
Thank you for answering Puan Sri Ong. I would like to ask Prof. Siti Zubaida, how do we educate our children on heritage preservation?
Thank you for moderator Datin Farhana. Historical heritage is very important for future generations. What story is a bit boring from some people, it is very important that we preserve that historical heritage. Efforts to preserve historical heritage can be done by preserving and conserving materials or things related to history. Preservation and conservation is historical heritage is very important because through this method, historical heritage will be able to preserve and use as teaching material for future generation is their trip to understand and deepen history. The first step in preserving and covering historical heritage is to make history compulsory subject for every student. This is because students will be able to learn and better understand what has happened in our country, Malaysia. Apart from that, this method is also able to make to Malaysian community aware, especially among students, about the importance of history to be remembered by all levels of social. Some lessons can be found choose history subject. Among the lessons is to be carefully why foreign powers have happened in our development a few years ago which have been successful. Thank you.
Prof. Siti, what are the steps taken to protect the monument? Prof. Siti, can you on mic?
Sorry. A history is building but in ancient time that tell mystery of human evolution of give historical value that took place in our homeland. Among the example of history building in Malaysia, Kili Jeslem, governments recognition from world body, government need to get recognition from world bodies such as UNESCO. For example, the city of Batu Gajah Perak has received recognition from UNESCO as one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2008. While such recognition will increase the number of tourists to come to Perak. Therefore, similar effort can be made to upgrade other historic buildings in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, for a very clear answer. Before we close this forum, I would like to ask the last question to Datin Afika. What are the agencies involved in heritage preservation in Malaysia?
Thank you to the moderator. There are various departments and agencies that involved in heritage preservation in Malaysia. For example, the National Heritage Department, the Malaysian Tourism Promotion Board, the Malaysian Museum Department, the National Archive of Malaysia, the National Culture and Arts Department, and other several agencies. That's all.
Thank you, Datin, for the explanation just now. Well, we are already at the end of the forum. Many thanks to our guests today for taking the time to make this forum a success. Hope to see you all again another day. Thank you.